Hello everyone, welcome back to Daily Fitness, and in today's video we are covering lecture 3, how to figure out daily calorie intake. Now this is one of the biggest subjects in diets, in fitness, and people tend to get it wrong, and it's crucial for me to cover it so that you know exactly what you're doing, so that you cannot get finessed or fooled by your PTs telling you, oh, I can do this and that for you, and in fact, you do it yourself, save yourself a ton of money. Now, just so that people know, I am real. The pictures I showed you in lecture 1, introduction about me, is real. I'm going to give you a quick flex, not trying to flex on you, just trying to show you that I'm real. So, got the bicep quickly. One bicep, second bicep, nice pair of shoulders, boulders, I may say. And yeah, that's all you're gonna get for now. And sometimes I might have my face, sometimes I might not, but I'll always be masked. Cool, so macros and micros. So diets are made up of macros and micros, macronutrients and micronutrients. Macros make up virtually all the calories, and micros are very insignificant in comparison to the macros. Micronutrients are things like vitamins, minerals, and water. They tend to have zero-ish calories, maybe 1 or 2 max, but nothing crazy. However, macros is where all the calories are. Now, macros are 3 things: carbohydrates, aka carbs, proteins, and fats. An example of macros, of food being split into macros, let's take an average sized egg, and on average, usually it will have 0.5 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fat. And all in all, if you do the maths, it will have a total of 71 calories. Now here below, you can see on the PowerPoint, we can use this to convert between grams and calories for all the macros: carbs, proteins, and fats. Now, 1 gram of carbs has 4 calories. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. Be very careful. Now we know all the basics, we can move on. Rule of thumb: in general, to gain weight, you must be on a calorie surplus diet from your maintenance. And to lose weight, you must be on a calorie deficit diet from your maintenance. Simple as. It cannot get any simpler. Meaning, calorie surplus is the number of calories you go over your maintenance calories to increase your weight. Calorie deficit is the number of calories you go below your maintenance calories to decrease your weight. It's very simple. Now, maintenance calories is the number of calories you need to eat per day to not lose or gain weight. Okay? And that is usually referred to as total daily energy expenditure. Now, how much weight you gain over a week depends on how much on a surplus you go from your maintenance calories. And how much weight you lose over a week depends on how much on a deficit you go from your maintenance calories. Now, the general numbers are here. So, a 10% calorie surplus or deficit from your maintenance calories per day will usually allow you to increase/decrease your weight by 0.25 kg per week. So it compounds during the week: first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. And by the end of the 7th day, you should be able to lose 0.25 kg per week. Or if you want it per day, it is around 35.7 grams per day of, increase or decreasing your weight if you are on a 10% calorie surplus or deficit. On a 20%, you will gain or lose weight by 0.5 kg a week. On a 30% calorie surplus or deficit, you will increase or decrease your weight by 0.75 kg a week. And on 40%, it's around 1 kg per week. Now, these are all, estimates, but good estimates. Sometimes it can vary. However, it's a good baseline to start from. Now, my recommendations are to bulk or cut slowly and cleanly. You should be on a calorie surplus or deficit by 10 to 15% of your maintenance calories, respectively. Meaning, if you are bulking cleanly, be on a 10-15% calorie surplus. If you are cutting cleanly, be on a 10-15% calorie deficit. This is to maximize muscle mass gain and minimize fat gain when bulking, and minimize muscle mass loss and maximize fat loss when cutting. To bulk or cut quickly and filthily, just, muckily and dirty, you should be on a calorie surplus or deficit by 15 to 30% of your maintenance calories. This is to make the process faster. However, there are major disadvantages that come with it, such as significant fat gain and significant muscle mass loss when bulking and cutting respectively. So I don't tend to recommend this. I do recommend a cleaner cut or bulk, as in the long run it just makes more sense. It will take a longer time, however it's always worth it. And then anything above 40% calorie surplus or deficit is not ideal, and it can be health damaging. So please don't do it. Calculating daily calorie intake, method 1. Now, one way of doing it is very, very simple, and I recommend this way. Don't do other ways because you will get a margin of error, and I highly recommend it this way. So to find out how much your maintenance calories per day, you will need a measuring tape, a weighing scale, and some honesty. Do not lie, and be honest about your age, gender, height, weight, and most importantly, activity. So use the link here, or just write calorie calculator on Google. I can put this in the link in the description so that you can quickly access it. And fill in your age, gender, height, weight, activity, and press calculate. You will get, if I put my pointer, you will get a result like this, and it will show you your maintenance weight and weight loss, 0.25 kg a week, half a kg a week, 1 kg a week. And if you press info for weight gain, if you press this one, you will see calorie surplus, weight gain. And yeah, you can use this as your daily calorie intake. I know exactly how much to eat per day so that you can gain weight or lose weight. Very simple. It's literally as simple as that. This is what your PT does exactly to the T. Now there's another method of doing it. However, this one can, as I said, be very, very inaccurate. No, not very, very inaccurate, but have some type of margin error. And if that happens, then you will not lose weight as predicted. You will, be demotivated, thinking, "Oh, why did this not work?" When in reality, it should have been even less than what you calculated. So I just highly recommend you use the website, as it's less fussier. So Bear in mind that there are multiple ways of doing it manually, and some methods might give you a different BMR and total daily energy expenditure, depending on the formula used and coefficients used for activity factor. Either against recommended is to use the website cited earlier and stick for it for a week, and if you do not see a difference, then change it by an extra 200 to 300 calories, as the margin error could be that much. So first, calculate the BMR. BMR is how much calories your body burns per day by existing and functioning. You've got for men and women right here a formula. Just do that quickly. And then to determine your daily calorie needs, your TDEE, multiply your BMR by the appropriate activity factor here below. And you're going to have to be very honest on how active you are during the week. And yeah, you will get your, here's an example. If your BMR is 1745, and let's say you are sedentary, you will do 1745 times 1.2, which is nearly 2.1k calories. And this is your TDEE. And from there, you can adjust your daily calorie intake. If you're bulking or you're cutting, you either 10 or 20% surplus or deficit from the 2.1k. So if it was a 10%, 2.1k calories, 10% of that is 210. So that would be around 2,300. Okay? Now you know exactly how much calories you need per day, your daily calorie intake. So you've put the 10-20% surplus or deficit, and you know exactly what's going on. Now, how do you split the calories macros? So, if you want to lose weight, or rather just fat, solely lose fat, then, and you do not care about gaining muscle, then it is totally up to you on how you can split your macros. Don't let anyone tell you keto diet, this diet, that diet, vegan. No. Do it as you wish. So, for example, if your daily calorie intake is 2,000 calories, the ratio of carbs, protein, and fats is down to you. You can do 50% carbs, 20% proteins, 30% fats. It does not matter. You can eat KFC and you can still lose weight. It does not matter what you eat as long as you stick to 2,000 calories. Now, it does not matter how you ration it as well. So you can do 60% carbs, 10% proteins, 30% fats. What matters is you adhering to 2,000 calories strictly. For example, if your maintenance calories per day was 2,800, maintenance calories per day is 2.8k calories, and you wanted a 40% deficit to lose 1 kg per week, hence your daily calorie intake is 2,000 calories. Now, this 2,000 calories, you might want to do 50% carbs, hence 1,000 calories of carbs, and you might want to do 30% fats, 30%, so 600 calories, and 20% of proteins, 400 calories. It's totally down to you. It does not matter how you ration it. Now, splitting your daily calorie intake into macros for hypertrophy. Method 1. This is my way of doing it, and I believe it's the best way to do it. So, find out your total daily calorie intake using the methods mentioned earlier. So, the website. Now you have your total daily calorie intake. As a rule of thumb, you should consume 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per day for every kilogram you weigh. For example, if you weigh 100 kilograms, your daily protein intake should be 150 to 200 grams. In terms of the given range, the higher protein intake, the better, as you will grow more muscle. However, anything over 2 grams, there will be not much of effect. Hence, the best upper limit is 2 grams. So don't go crazy by doing 3 grams or 4 grams. Then you're just going to waste, to be honest. Now, then, find out how much protein you want to eat per day. So, for example, if you weigh 100 kilograms per day, If you weigh 100 kilograms and you want to use 1.5 grams coefficient, then your total daily protein intake is 150 grams. Cool. 150 grams of protein. This is fixed. That's our first step done. Convert it into calories. So, we know that 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. Hence, 4 times by 150, we get 600 calories. So, out of the 150 grams of protein is going to cost us 600 calories. Done. Then what you will do, you'll get your total daily calorie intake and you subtract 600 calories. As you can see here. So we will have the rest of the calories, which is for fats and carbs. Okay? The total calories left can be split into however you like. For example, if you eat a lot of steaks, the ratio of carbs to fats can be 20% to 80%, as steaks can have a lot of fat. So, multiply the percentages chosen with the remaining calories left after protein calories. So, for example, 0.2 times by calories left and 0.8 times by calories left. And yeah, that is pretty much it. That's all done. And you will get the numbers in calories. And then you can convert these calories into grams for carbs and fats. So to convert the daily carb intake and daily fat intake from calories to grams, divide the number of calories by 4 and 9 respectively. So carbs by 4 and fats by 9. As we mentioned earlier, 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. Now here is an example for method 1. So let's say we have person A, age 21, gender male, height 180 centimeters, weight 90 kg, activity moderate, exercise 4 to 5 times per week. Cool. Now, if you use the website and if you put all these numbers in, you will get daily calorie intake to gain 0.5 kg per week is 3320 calories. Cool. 3320 calories to bulk. We are bulking here. We want to gain half a kg per week. So we have to eat 3320 calories per day over a week. Okay? Now, I choose to consume 2 grams of protein per day. Hence, we will do 2 times 90, as I weigh 90 kg. Well, this person. And here we have 180 grams of protein per day. That's done. Now we convert that into calories. 4 times 180 is 720 calories per day. Now we do 3320, which was the total daily calorie intake, minus 720, and we have 2600 calories left. Now, I want to choose a ratio of 65% to 35% of carbs to fats. So, we do 0.65 times by 2600, we get 1690 calories per day of carbs. And if we divide that by 4, it will give us in grams. And then we do 0.35 times 2600 equals 910 calories per day. And if you divide that by 9, you get 100 grams of fats per day. Therefore, in total per day, carbs 43 grams, 180 grams of proteins, and 101 grams of fats. In terms of calories, 1690 calories of carbs, 720 calories of proteins, 910 calories of fats. Now there's another method you can use, so it's quite quicker. Actually, it's the same thing, but just depends how you want to see it as. And essentially it's the same thing. Find out your daily calorie intake, and then you can decide from the get-go the ratio of carbs to proteins to fats. An example, an ideal one is 45% carbs, 30% protein, and 25% fats. Multiply the percentages with the daily calorie intake as follows. 0.45 times daily calorie intake for carbs, etc., etc., and then convert them into grams. Here is method 2 example. So we're using the same parameters: 21, male, height 180, weight 90, activity moderate, calorie intake to gain 0.5 kg per week. We're bulking here, 3320 calories per day. So we chose a ratio of 45% to 30% to 25% of carbs, proteins, and fats. So we do 0.45 times 3320, that's 1494. Divide that by 4 to get into grams, etc., etc. Therefore, total per day, carbs is 374 grams, proteins is 249, fats is 92 grams, and here we have calories: 1494, 996, 830, 3320 calories per day. It's quite similar to the previous example of method 1, but it just shows you, there's different ways of doing it, and sometimes some people would like to go on a keto diet, for example. In my opinion, I don't really recommend it, but some people, just for their own peace of mind, want to do keto. So what they can do, they will do, for example, 10% carbs, and the remaining 35% switch it to fats. Maybe even sometimes cut from the proteins and give it to the fats. And yeah, just so that they are on low carb, just to feel shit. Just they love to feel shit. So I guess, yeah, that's totally up to them if that is sustainable for them. So maybe. And that is it. Super simple. Literally super simple. Simple as. And hopefully we'll run through some more diet stuff in another lecture to cover more stuff, more tips and tricks. Thank you guys for watching. Leave video suggestions below in the comments. Like this video please. Subscribe for more. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to, any tips. Frequently ask questions if you have any questions. And just remember, after every video you watch from mine, you will always PT your PT. Thank you.